We're going to start tonight with the good news. Regular pay, so that excludes things like bonuses, actually rose by this figure, 4.7% in the quarter April to June. And that's the fastest growth in 15 years. But we all know this, prices are rising even faster. Inflation is currently here, 9.4%. And we also know it's likely to get even higher. And put those two together, and it means real wages. That's how much our money can actually buy. That figure is down by 3%. But graphics we know on a screen are one thing. What happens when the rubber hits the road? Well, our chief correspondent, Tessa Chapman, has been finding out.
Critical care nurse Sunitha will get a 4% pay rise this year, which in normal times sounds like good news. But the cost of living is cancelling it out. As a single mum with a disabled daughter to care for, she can't work more than 3 shifts a week, and she's walking a financial tightrope.
I do think twice, sometimes even to buy food, but with the food I have to buy for my daughter, I can't think twice with that, you see. I'll have to just think I've got to buy what she needs.
Today's figures show that for public sector workers like Sunitha, wages are growing more slowly than in the private sector. In fact, that gulf is the biggest for 20 years. But even in the private sector, they are losing the battle with rising prices. At this adult education company, they've been racking brains over wages for their 90 staff. 3% is all they can afford.
Most of our government contracts we deliver, the budgets were set 2 years ago. So this additional pay rise is completely uncosted. It's something that we're having to try and find from our existing budgets by looking for those efficiency savings.
And while employment levels are still high, it's not enough.
We've got a fairly large number of people on 0-hour contracts or working part-time jobs who would prefer a full-time job. Those issues are still there. You know, they don't go away in the middle of a crisis.
With inflation predicted to rise to 13%, how much we all have to spend will be the biggest problem for the new Prime Minister.
Well, I'd like to reassure people that there's a lot of planning going on behind the scenes. So from day one, the new Prime Minister can put into place the plans that he feels or she feels are appropriate as we move forward to protect those that are most vulnerable.
But Labour wants more action now.
Labour has set out a clear plan to freeze energy bills for 6 months. The Conservative candidates who want to be the Prime Minister of this country must now answer clearly what are they going to do.
Sunitha, like half of all unpaid carers according to Carers UK, is increasingly unable to manage her monthly expenses. She's even considering going on strike if nurses vote for action. Like so many, she is worried about what winter will bring. Tessa Chapman, 5 News, West Sussex.